Hello again, friends and neighbors. It's Stuart Payne from Read 20 and the Readmobile. And before we get into our story for the day, I just want to remind everyone why it's so important that you read with a child every day for at least 20 minutes. Or if you're of a certain age, then you should choose to read yourself for at least 20 minutes a day, because it's a proven fact that reading improves your thinking. It improves your vocabulary, your ability to understand and make better choices, and those skills and abilities will make your life better as long as you're alive. It truly is one of the most beneficial things you can do to train your brain and be happier and more successful, is to expose yourself to new words and ideas every single day. You know, the world is full of stories and historical information and imaginary possibilities. So the more you expose yourself to all these things, the better your life is going to be. So we're going to read a story today about a young woman who loves books and a young girl who says she doesn't. But let's jump right in. This is called Miss Brooks Loves Books and I Don't. The story is written by Barbara Bottner and illustrated by Michael Imberly. Here we go. Miss Brooks is our librarian. She loves books. A lot. She loves The Runaway Bunny and Babar. She loves Where the Wild Things Are and The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I asked Miss Brooks why she dresses up for reading circle. And she says, I want you to get as excited about books as I am. Well, I think Miss Brooks gets a little too excited. And I bet her costumes itch. Halloween means we each have to find a poem to share. But all the books with witches, ghosts, and goblins are already checked out. And I hate pumpkins. So I make up a Halloween poem of my own. And here it is. Eek! A freak! Yeah, the class looked at me kind of funny. And Miss Brooks said, well, it's a start. All year long, Miss Brooks reads us books. Books about dragons and pilgrims and presidents. Books about love and leprechauns. Groundhogs even. It's vexing. Yes, vexing. What do you think that means? Then in May, Miss Brooks tells us about something truly terrifying. Book Week! Yeah, it's Book Week. And I tell Miss Brooks, you know, I don't think I'll ever love a book the same way you do. And she says, oh, don't be so sure. When I get home, I ask my mother if we can move to a new town. And my mother says, well, you know, there's a librarian in every town. I ask if she wants to do my assignment for me. And she says, you know, I've already been through the first grade. Every single day of Book Week, kids shared stories about trains and ferries and cowboys and dogs. And when Miss Brooks asks what I think, I say, yeah, it's too flowery and too furry, and too clickety, and too yippity. So Miss Brooks fills my bag with more books for me to read with my mom. But I don't like any of them. They're too kissy, or too pink, or too silly, I tell my mother. And she says, you know, you're as stubborn as a wart. She's like, warts? Warts. Yeah, I want to read a story with warts. And my mother finds this book. It's called Shrek. And Shrek has hairs on his nose and he snorts. Oh, I love that. Can I read it again? I ask. I love this book. I have to practice the words over and over, but my mother helps. And then we make an ogre costume. And I make stick-on warts for the whole class. Y'all got your stick-on warts? When I get to school the next day, I ask Miss Brooks to lend me a hand. And when I say the word snort, the whole class snorts. And I explain why a stubborn, smelly, snorty old ogre searching for a revolting bride, it just makes me laugh. And Miss Brooks says she's very glad that I finally found a book to love. She even says that ogres, like me, can always find something funny and fantastic and appalling in the library. And that's the slimy truth. The end. Now, already I'm thinking now, could you even enjoy this story if you didn't know what a word like appalling or fantastic even meant? And that's just one tiny example of how knowing things makes your life better. Understanding the world makes it a little easier to navigate your way through your world. So don't forget, read a little something every day. And if you've got young children, read with those children. You need to show the people in your life that you care about reading and learning and growing, so that they will also learn to appreciate reading, learning, and growing. Because it's what we all have to do to be happy and successful, and to define those terms in ways that make our lives more meaningful and fun. So I hope you've had fun today, and I hope you'll have fun with the books and stories you choose to read. So come back and see us again. Give your comments and feedback in the comments, and I'll see you soon.